Adams Brewing Company out of Boston, Massachusetts. Octoberfest. 5.3% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again where all the basic white bitches come out of hibernation, and pumpkin spice is associated with everything mandatorily. And if you think that I'm being sexist by saying the basic white bitches, it's okay, because I am a basic white bitch when it comes to my pumpkin. I love my pumpkin. I'm very choosy on my pumpkin beers, and I'm very picky on my pumpkin beers because I love pumpkin everything, and I'm allowed to be. If you think that this is the first time I'm trying Samuel Adams Oktoberfest, you are more than wrong, and you should probably haze yourself. Oktoberfest is almost the blue moon to wheat beers, as this beer is to pumpkin beers. This is the baseline beer for any novice, new, mediocre, whatever, if you're new to pumpkin beers drinker there is on the market. This will be your baseline. This should be your starting beer. This should be absolutely, before you dive headfirst into the pumpkin beers, this should be your, hey, do I like my pumpkin beers sweet, or do I like my pumpkin beers dry? Do I like my pumpkin beers to be more like pumpkin pie, or should I more or less expect pumpkin spice out of my beers? Or do I just like that autumny kind of flavor? Maybe I don't like pumpkin at all. This should be that beer. This is not a pumpkin beer, but this is that fall spiced beer. But again, I say it as a baseline because you can find this beer across America this time of year, September, fall, November, even December, in probably any bar room or major restaurant such as an Applebee's or a Chili's, Olive Garden, steakhouses, almost anywhere in the country. And again, that's why I use this as a baseline. This is a very well-known brewing company. It's Sam Adams. But this is also a very well-known beer that they brew in their limited batch availability during the year, and it should be accessible to almost any corner in the country. So that's why I'm using it as my baseline. Not only that am I using it as my baseline, this is a very mild, toned back, user-friendly beer. This beer is not going to go crazy on the spices side. It's not going to go crazy on the lager side because it is a lager. It's still a beer. It's not overly sweetened. It doesn't have any kind of crazy beer kick to it. It's very middle of the road across the board. Am I saying that in a negative way? Absolutely not. This is a fantastic beer, and this is a go-to. It really is absolutely a go-to. If you're all out of options or you're confused on what to get, I'll take an Oktoberfest, and you're not going to be disappointed. This is another really big compliment. Not many beers can you eat with, a steak or wings. They're meant to be maybe enjoyed or complimented to a food, but a lot of these craft beers, they're kind of all over the place that you can't get a pineapple Hefeweizen and eat wings at the same time. I'm not saying you can't, but is that really what you're going to do? Sure, you can get a Miller Lite or a Michelob Ultra and eat some wings, because that's just kind of a go-to. But there's something about Oktoberfest beers that when it comes out, especially during football season, wings, pizzas, steaks, burgers, an Oktoberfest is such a great compliment to any one of those options. That's why I'm saying use this as your baseline. If you're new to your pumpkin beers, or you're new to your fall spice beers, or you've never gone that route because you just think they're gross in general, pick up a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Take a few sips, see what you think. This should be your starting line. After that, if you want to go left, right, up, down, into the weeds, take the high road, take the low road, whatever you want to do with your pumpkin beers, that's up to you, but this should be your starting point. The only competition that this beer has is the Blue Moon Pumpkin Harvest Wheat Beer. That's a wheat beer. This is a lager. Again, I kind of use that as the same line. Now, the Blue Moon is going to be a lot lighter. It's going to be a lot more toned back, whereas this one kind of gives you an idea as to what the realm of pumpkin and Oktoberfest beer limitabilities and expectations and kind of adventures are going to be. Back to the beer. The beer, again, this is a fantastic starting beer. This is a go-to. Nothing wrong with this beer. It's not heavy. It's not too light. The spices are just right on the mild side. Very smooth tasting beer. Great palate. It really does. It's got an awesome, it just kind of cleanses everything, and you do get the full flavor from it too. It doesn't linger. and it's just a nice beer. My drinkability, you can drink a 6-pack of these hands down, or a 12. You want to get a 12-pack? Sure, go for that. You're not going to be disappointed. It's clearly meant for the autumn or the fall or the winter month drinking. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this an 8. This is an absolutely fantastic beer. You're not going to go wrong with it. You're not going to be upset that you bought it if you like the pumpkin beers. And if you're really tired of the overly sweet beers, or you don't want something where you don't taste any Oktoberfest from, this is perfect. Sam Adams did a really nice job with this. I feel like they must have put a lot of time into crafting this beer, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just an absolute fluke. Either way, it works. So again, that's Sam Adams Oktoberfest, 5.3% alcohol.